I don't think the camera's going to work. Well, it works. Like to send out a special shout out happy birthday. 2 of them right now. Two birthdays to 2 magical ladies happening right now. Rose 777 and our very own Catherine Hopkins. Catherine, if I could find the voice to sing you happy birthday, it would be you, and that would be weird because I'd be asking you to sing yourself happy birthday. But happy birthday to you, Catherine. Happy birthday to you. I'm not muted, am I? Okay, good. Happy birthday to you. Glad you're born. Glad everybody was born. Kristen Hanna was born yesterday. What is this collection of Taurusi? Toroidal borealis, right? That's what that is. So, suppies to my guppies. Some of you are, actually all of you, there's no other way you'd probably see me. Some of you have found me on the new channel. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for following the underground. Thank you for following the crumbs. I'm glad you made it. And we'll see, right? We'll see what happens. Of course, on ROKFIN. Always there on ROKFIN. In fact, if you guys are on ROKFIN, give me a shout. The chat's very quiet there. I want to make sure it's working. I realized that I gave no one any notice at all about the stream today. We were dog-proofing the deck. Ladies and gentlemen, the price of pickets, there it is. Hi, Mirrored Moth. The price of pickets. The hardware store wanted $700 for pickets. You know what pickets are? The things that make your deck rail, right, in between. $700. That's how much they wanted to charge me for 1-inch by 1-inch pickets. And we were like, this is not acceptable. So we've been looking for alternatives. So the deck is not done, but boy, it's close. In fact, if you look at the thumbnail, you'll see how close it is. It's actually standable. It has a railing. It's very sturdy. Needs a few minor touches. One of those is some kind of railing, right? Now, because the pickets were so expensive, I want you to kind of check out the irony here. I want to remind everyone that we made it from dumpster privileges on level 3, where I was throwing things off this deck into the dumpster, which is gone. The dumpster is now gone. And we've added banisters. So we've gone from a life of no banisters to trash privileges on level 3. And guess what we're doing now? We are going to install cargo netting as an alternative to pickets. And I'd like you to think about how basically we're creating an Ewok village, that I'm turning this deck into an Ewok village. It will have the cargo ropes instead of pickets. And that's pretty cool. We thought about using the rhododendron, Nate. We did think about that. But I've actually tried to build those things before. And trying to actually make those railings where you actually could not like fall through or whatever is kind of hard work. I think that those kind of railings are beautiful, but better for like 5 feet or less off the ground. When you're up here in the clouds, right? You're like at 20 feet up, and so you want something kind of senile dog proof, you know, where the dog doesn't just like walk right through it and fall. And so to do that, I think this cargo netting is going to look really cool. If you've ever been to a playground, you've probably seen that same kind of that rope, right? The hemp wrapped rope, and I think it's going to look really good. I think it's going to look really good. And the irony that we're turning it into an Ewok village should not be missed on any of you. So I look forward to sending you pictures of that progress. I bought rope today. If there's time, I'm going to look into how to weave that kind of rope, right, to actually make your own cargo netting. But also I found that they even offer that stuff for railing. So we'll see which one we come up with. So yeah, the netting idea, it has a lot of potential to it. It really does. It really does. There's a lot to that. One of which is cleaning the deck, maintaining the posts. Keep in mind that your railing is going to be what shrinks and contracts the most. That's what's going to show it first. And I think by pretending that your railing is always going to be rigid is kind of like you're already losing. This cargo netting idea, I think, is going to give it that kind of swell, which is going to be good. So Yeah. I could use some of it for a hammock, Adrian, but I think instead, underneath the deck, I'm just going to install a giant net. Even though I feel secure that this deck won't fall, I am not convinced that I will not tumble again. And so why not just put a net down there? Now it doesn't really matter. And if I have to change out my refrigerator, it's going to be so easy getting the old refrigerator out, Be really easy. In fact, if I switch that net for a trampoline, oh man. Gosh, now we're talking here, aren't we? Like surround your house with trampolines. Like right below the deck. Yeah, we'll have to think about this. So, are you going to replace the hard concrete with squishy grass? That would be nice. Grass does not grow up here in the land of Oz. The winters are pretty harsh, but we get some nice sedum, nice succulents that do survive the winter, and those would work down there. But yeah, right now the concrete footers are buried, so they're actually pretty small. There's a lot of like gravel and rock on top of it. So I have a lot of landscaping to do. The yard definitely looks like a meth fort. It looks like a productive meth fort. If that makes sense. Like it's like, yeah, dudes who live here definitely own meth, but they're really, really efficient when it comes to like work. They have like a strong work ethic. They are functioning meth addicts is probably how I would describe describe what my property looks like right now. So the three Jameses, that's what came together this week, right? I remind you my neighbor named James, and then my friend James, and of course I'm James, and that we have rocked this deck out like no other. It's really, really good. We are adding cross bracing that has not been added yet. Some people have commented about the photo. Hey man, look, I'm not trying to bring you down, but you need some cross bracing. And my answer was, yeah, we already thought about that. I appreciate it. You're right. We need some cross bracing. Would a meth head forget cross bracing? Come on. It's like the most important thing, right? So, yeah, the cross bracing is coming. Now, you could do a 2x6 and place it diagonally on your posts. That would mean, though, that I would have to short circuit Joachim to Boaz. Remember, 3 posts, Joachim, Boaz, building 7. Those are the 3 posts we hung. If I was to put a giant X, it would look really stupid. Like really stupid. Yeah, I think that's a really stupid look. Okay, that's A. Option 2, option B, is you can put a diagonal underneath the deck. You can take a 6x6, right? And you can connect it from one corner of the deck to the other corner. What are you doing? You're creating a triangle, right? If you want to break a triangle, you got to tear the whole thing down. The entire thing has to be destroyed. So having that triangle is going to make your deck not go left to right, right? It's not going to make it swingy swing. So there's a third way. There's a third way. And I'm going with the third way. The third way is creating the triangle. However, you're using these metal cleats that go in between the joists, 16-inch on center, and you create that triangle in the center of the joist. The 2x6, when you place it underneath, that's just going to fall on someone's head. And it's going to collect water. It's going to rot. The X posts just tell the world, hi, I'm retarded. We put X's all over our posts. So we're going with this third way. Once those cleats get there, I think it'll be pretty sweet. And then after that, we can install the rain bladder underneath the deck. And then after the rain bladder underneath the deck, we will have a dry entryway. And you will climb up into the Ewok fort that is now in the trees. And sticks out 3 feet more than it used to, 2 feet more than it used to. And you're actually now standing in virgin plasma ether space. Meaning that deck now allows a human being to place his head in a space that has never had a human's head placed in it before. Unless you want to tell me some story that a long time ago, Indians were so tall that they were 26 feet tall, and one of them happened to walk right past where my house is going to be built. Okay, so maybe that happened, but the chances I don't think it did. So, all kinds of newness here. Accepting applications for renters. You can rent a spot in the net, Eric. How about that? You can do that. The zip line. We have to get a zip line. Maybe a few bungees. something like that. Be a trampoline on one side, net on the other, something like that. I haven't found the gargoyle yet. Have you moved your line up? Wow, I have a lion in my yard. How did you know that? We saw a red fox in my yard 2 days ago. That was pretty sweet. And I do have a lion. I could put that lion up on top of the gargoyle shelf, Adrian. That's a really good idea. Gonna have to think about that. Yeah, so that's what's going on around here. I've not been focused on providing you with a good show. I've been missing doing the show. Kind of sad I got booted off Tubi Ubies, right? For saying the Annie Wenny, I guess, if that's what it was. They don't tell you what it was, but that's probably what it was. And it's funny because all I said is that you need to change your relationship with that word. And as soon as I said that, it was punished for it, which tells you that I kind of have a point, right? In a way, YouTube was sort of reinforcing everything that I said in that live stream. But you wouldn't know that because they took it off the air. Unless you're watching on YouTube, then you could. Ewok, Airbnb, Orgy Village. Now you're talking, Barfling. It's exactly what I'm thinking, right? Where the word lightsaber takes on a whole new meaning, right? In an Orgy Ewok Village? What do you think lightsaber means around there? You don't think that's code for something else? You know that's code for something else. Chewbacca? Huh? Come on. Right? So the Stormtrooper vibe is leaving as the cargo netting rails come up. As the bracing gets in place, the deck becomes more of an island in the sky. And we can move on to better things, which is something I'm looking forward to. I am enjoying the work. It's good to be back in my physical body, but man, be nice to prep you guys a show and do something. A lot's going on. A lot's happening there. There's things to decode. There's things to code. There's things to ignore, right? There's things to accept. There's things to deny. All those things. So I do not have a topic for today. And my main goal was to come online because I really, really appreciate you guys. You guys have made this deck project possible, I should have mentioned. And we have Dojo today. And I want to make sure people come to Dojo. And yeah, just like a check-in to say I hope you guys remember me because I miss the witness. I miss having that. So hang on a second. Isn't this beautiful? Look at this. Look at the expression. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. You know who that is? Look. You know who that is. Our very own. Our very own sent this to me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much from Scotland. I love this thing. It's gorgeous. I hope you can see it back here. So yeah, what's lightsaber code for? B, if you have to ask, I'll just say that. If you have to ask. Yeah. In fact, maybe you asking is more of kind of like a, we'll move on past this topic. You know, I discovered last night on Esoteric Journey that there are now two different kinds of magic. I know this is going to be a little bit vulgar, but since B brought that up, I'm going to go ahead and do, right? Yeah, I know. Yeah, Meredith Moth did that. She did that. Amazing. Where's it? Oh, my mic's in the way. There you go. Look at that. Oh, look. I can make it come in and out of focus now. Right? Now it's out. Now it's in. Now it's out. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much. I love prana. I love prana on paper. It's fantastic. There are two different types of magic. Right? There's sex magic. We know about that. And then I realized there's also peeing in your mouth magic. That's like a totally different kind of magic. Right? And I think there's got to be more. We need to think about more. Eating is a magic, right? To digest, to eat something, that's another kind of magic. So we're learning all kinds of different magic here. I have not peed in my mouth yet. If any of you have, feel free to put that in the comments. But I just thought that was interesting. That we're learning all these things about this world. I've never been clearer as to why we're here. I haven't. I hope you are the same. So, what about blood sugar, baby? Magic. Sugar's definitely. Oh my gosh, sugar's like voodoo, isn't it? It's like a voodoo witch doctor. The entire plant is. It's amazing. All right, so you guys got anything for me? I hate to ask that, but like I said, no prep for the show at all. We can go whenever I bore you too, by the way. But let's see, like in the movie Divergent, just fucking jump down the bottom level. Yeah, I've tried that. I guys being on that deck, even the new deck, and standing next to the edge of it before railings, even sometimes with railings, was like really interesting. Your knees buckle, you lose the confidence of your own weight. You lose faith in your ability to keep balance. You it's a real struggle, and I found it very constructive because it was like some of the best kind of therapy you would imagine. I know we talk a lot of crap about computers and AI and interfacing, but one of the I've seen two ways that technology has improved things profoundly. One of which with autistic kids, which is ironic because technology is what got them in the first place. But the second one is okay. So the first one is you can elicit speech through a virtual interface where someone couldn't talk before. The second is that if you were to encounter a car accident, that by placing someone inside a VR space and then repeating the car accident has like profound clinical results for helping that patient improve. It's like really, really profound results. This is actually what got me thinking about the whole consciousness thing. What is consciousness? Because to find that a video game that you were immersed in could have that much effect over you. These are people that just had like massive phobia about being in a car, being on a road, driving anywhere because of this accident. I felt what that felt like somatically, being up on the deck, being on the edge of the deck. And that immersion therapy, right? This is the definition of immersion therapy. The immersion therapy is the best way to go. Let's say I would have gone to the hospital instead of crawling back inside because James unlocked my door. Probably would have gotten no physical therapy in the hospital because that would have been dangerous. Probably after I got out, I would have then had to go pay someone else for the opportunity for physical therapy. Maybe that'd be like once a week, maybe, I don't know. Depends if I could afford it or not. And because I would sort of given over the whole sovereignty to these people to heal, I would basically be just trying to follow the instructions as best I can. And I would imagine that by the time I got better enough to where I could even stand on the side of a deck without railings, could be like months and months and months, not days, but like months and months and months. And after all those months had passed, I would think that the salts of that memory, the phobia that would develop, would be even stronger. So it's like there's a speed to medicine, isn't there? There's a speed to therapy. How quickly can you place it? Can you apply it, right? If you clean your wound right away, the chance of it healing faster is better. If you wait to clean your wound for 3 or 4 days, it's not really much purpose in even cleaning it. The wound has had to create this other inner crust and push out this outer crust. It's very nasty. You've seen it. It's a different way of resolving things. So this there's a lot of lessons here. I got to tell you something. If you guys are looking for something unique, a new kind of experience, I'd encourage you all to go up on your roof right now and just fall. Just fall. And really just experience the saturation of this kind of event. Because, my friend, you will never forget it. It will change you in ways that you did not know possible. You will make noises out of your mouth that you never thought were possible. Friends that call you friends will listen to you moan as you try and bend over. And they will think, my God, this guy's so dramatic with his moaning. What the fuck is wrong with him? And you enter into this new state of being. This is what you would call a boutique experience that I'm offering you, you know? The kind of thing that you would have to travel to a very remote island to experience, only under the expert care of the finest shaman. And I'm telling you that I can give you this experience right now. And all you got to do is get up on your roof. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Now, the key is you're going to have to be surprised. Okay? So, here's how it's going to work. I need you to tell someone else, to tell your friend, hey, I think I want to fall off my roof. James told me about this experience. All the kids are doing it. It looks like a lot of fun. But I do not have the strength to just jump off the roof. James recommends that it feel like an accident. That when it feels like an accident, it really, really cracks the egg open, you know, and just gets the goo running. So, friend, I need you to come up on the roof and push me off, okay? Now, this is actually how atomic weapons were invented, what I'm about to tell you, okay? Because you're telling your friend that they are supposed to push you off the roof, okay? And what's going to happen is when you get up on the roof, you're going to push them off the roof, okay? This is called paying it forward, okay? You are giving them a gift that they will never forget. You are sending them that special package of love that truly one could never go buy in a store, right? It would be impossible. Now, make sure you really, really know this friend and realize that if your friend is willing to push you off the deck, it's because he's behind this idea. He's behind the experience of it. So in a way, he sort of consented by agreeing to push you off the deck. See how this works? It's a very delicate balance here, I realize. Now, if this is confusing to anyone, I want you to try this with 3 people. And you could do like a suicide squad where only one of you actually has a real bullet, right? So you could decide rock, paper, scissors on the roof. Hey, look, the true purpose of this mission is that one of us is going to have to be pushed off the roof. And the 3 of us get to decide who gets to have this experience. And this might sound weird to you, but I want to remind you that in Aztec culture, that game they would play, the winning team would be sacrificed, not the losing team. The people that won the game would win the honor of being sacrificed. And this is a completely flip-flop way of doing it, isn't it? Isn't it? Which kind of shows you that maybe we evolved from porch jumpers. Maybe we came from a society of these kind of things, you know? It's very possible. I was once pushed off a roof, but this was not done by a friend, says Tease. Tease, what if deep down they really were looking out for you? Just something to think about. I realize it's very doubtful, but what if, right? I don't even think, maybe they didn't even have roofs, Adrian, that you could stand on in Aztecia. It's very possible. Who knows, right? And you know, Quetzalcoatl Village was pretty much surrounded with water, so there's a good chance you're probably going to land in the water, so you're probably okay. Tic-tac roof jumping challenge. Yeah. It's kind of like rolling a giant guillotine. Shiny guillotine, right? With a sign that says safe and effective. It's the same kind of thing. Vitriol roof therapy. It only works once, right? Because after it works, you can't repeat that. It's one of those things that's a secret. Once the secret's out, you kind of ruin the business. So, probably hurled themselves off the pyramid. Yeah, the higher you climb the pyramid, the harder it was to not fall off that pyramid. Think about it. As you're climbing the pyramid, the amount of space that's at the top is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. It's forcing you into a singular choice, isn't it? The top of the pyramid, there's nowhere else to go. All you can do is be sacrificed in that eye, right? Think about it. The eye in the top of the pyramid would be the ultimate witness, right? The eye in the pyramid. So as you climb the pyramid to be sacrificed, you're being sacrificed in what? In the light of the ultimate witness. These symbols are the same, the exact same thing. Yeah, 12 stories high, that's too high, Amanda. I want you to start lower. Okay, women, I want you jumping off the second floor. Men, start with third floor, right? Some of you guys, you like to show off a little. You go to the fourth floor. That's fine, all right? But for right now, just we're new at this, all right? Just start tame, okay? Yeah, everybody's getting roofies. Yeah, I got roofied last night. What happened? There we were. Someone pushed me off the roof. I was roofied. It was horrible. It was horrible. Yeah, that's like King of the Hill to the extreme, isn't it? So what do you guys think of this new channel, James Drew Live? Is it working? Should I try and say things? What's dangerous to say? Pretty much anything with a vowel. But yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll keep Dojo Earth Radio. That way it's not confusing. Like people know that Dojo Earth is just like talk. And then we'll try James Drew over here and see how long I'm allowed to stream, and we'll kind of go back and forth. Does that sound good? This will be taken off. This could be taken off YouTube. I guess what we're saying, the roofie therapy would probably not be so good. Yeah. Yeah, everything's dangerous now. I know. We must protect ourselves. Public safety is the new God. When I hit the ground in my dreams, I never wake up, just lay at the bottom all broken. That's good. You crash and smash into the earth. You smell the dust of your smoke, right? Experience death. Experience all those things. Ouch, tease. I jumped off a roof when I was young with a parachute. It was a one-story roof, and the parachute, of course it didn't open. It was just one story up. It was like trying to play G.I. Joe. It was awful. It was very embarrassing. Then the parachute landed on top of me. It was very awkward. I got 0 Evel Knievel points for that. None. They could see me now, jumping off the 3rd story up here. Man, if they could see me now. Yeah, it is safe, Inspector. Or I fall and never hit the ground. You know, James and I have been discussing that the problem is that I believed in gravity. If I wouldn't have believed in gravity, this wouldn't have happened, right? And if you think about the electric universe, Grog believe in electric universe model. Electric universe models say there is no gravity, that all circuits find ground. That's why we fall, because you're a living circuit and your job is to find ground, right? So what do? You find ground. That's what gravity is. It's the seeking and finding of ground. Isn't that interesting? And there's nothing you could do about it. You can't talk yourself out of it. Just what happens. So, the whole new way of looking at it. I've fallen from trees. Barfling, how have you not fallen from a tree? That had to have happened. Maybe you just refuse to admit it. We're still falling right now, aren't we? I tried to land in that superhero pose where you land on your knuckles with one knee bent and the other knee up, but that's totally bullshit. It doesn't work. Nor does it crack the ground underneath you and you're fine. That doesn't happen either. Nor do other people that are 15 feet away from you fall from the force of that. No, you know what happens when you do it? You know what happens? 2 dudes that are installing a trash can come over and start saying, let's put him in an ambulance. That'll help. Let's get him in an ambulance as fast as possible so we don't have to look at him. And then the cop shows up and the cop starts asking the trash can guy my stats like he's the fucking expert in me. He's like, do you know how old he is? And the trash guy goes, I don't know, 55? And I'm just over there like in fucking dire pain, and I've just been accepted into AARP as these motherfuckers are trying to stick me inside a metallic panther. It's like, yeah, you jerks. I already said a cuss word on this channel, but you get it. That's what happens when you get hurt in this society. That's what happens. Someone's hurt. We should totally destroy him. We should bankrupt him and condemn his house and give him a PCR test. That's what we should do. That'll fix him right up. That'll show him. That'll teach him. Thanks, Liberty. Oh, okay. I thought that was like an ironic statement. That actually kind of fits twice there, Catherine. Good call. This is the Virgin Channel. I know. We just popped that cherry, didn't we? That's just been happening. I should say the N-word. No, I won't. Does that count? Are you even allowed to say the N-word? I guess it depends if you... I think you have to say it like it's a bad thing, right? I think that's what it is. You have to have like this... I'm so... Okay, guys, let's fix that, okay? If you don't mind, just humor me for a little bit. I'm just going to fix that. I'm going to put some content in that makes us look more jivey with YouTube. Oh, that SCOTUS decision just really burns me. Oh, the Supreme Court voted on something and they overturned something else, and man, I'm going to vote so hard. You guys need to get out there and vote harder, man. We got to fix this stuff, okay? So I want you to go out there and vote. Vote as hard as you can. And clearly, we need to pay more taxes, I think. We need to secrete more of our life force into the gumball machine that we call government, because that'll fix everything, because I'm mad. I'm going to go to work now because I'm mad. And I'm going to go gather things and put them in my mouth and digest them and then complain about the way they make my body feel. That'll fix it all. That'll take care of this. Yeah, and you know what? We need to go protect Ukraine. That's what we need to do. Right now, all of us need to get up and go over there and help them. There, that should fix that. Now YouTube's like, oh my God, this dude's like totally reformed. All of our algorithms have made him change. We've broken another spirit. We will win again. We are so YouTube-y. Gosh, we're so great. Look at what we did to this guy. Now they're like, we will send this up to central processing to study what words we use to make him change his mind. Oh my goodness, this guy went back to saying the N-word. Clearly we have reformed him. Man, this is great. God, YouTube, you were just awesome. Man. This show is brought to you by YouTube. YouTube, where you'll find anything you want to know that's not true. Like literally anything that you want to know. All propaganda, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All right there laid out for you. All you got to do is just vote really hard. See? I even got Spooky. Thank you, Spooky. I'm going to vote so hard. And all of us need to donate more organs. We do. And I think we need more vaccines. I think we need more. If I would have been vaccinated, I wouldn't have fallen from my deck. You know it. I know it. All of us know it. I did this to myself. That's what happened. And you guys don't do what I did. All right? Don't do that. Stephen Colbert, the Stephen Colbert vaccine. That's right. Wouldn't that be funny if like it got so bad that there's like the Pepsi vaccine and like all these different I'm going to get the NASCAR vaccine. Yep. I'm going to get the NASCAR vaccine next spring. Yep. There's 3 a year. And give you a spare to grow on. So you're all set. Yeah, you need to vote as deep as you vote hard. Thank you, W. You're right. Don't just vote hard. Vote deep. Vote wide. Vote completely. Vote with all of yourself. Go in that booth and take off your clothes and vote. Vote. I know there's no curtain. I know it's just a box you go up to, but those people are volunteers. They're going to enjoy it. And you know what? They're going to be looking in their manual going, fuck, there's not anything in this manual that tells me what to do if they take their clothes off. So they're going to be afraid to mess up the vote, so they're not going to be able to say anything. Say you catch people off guard, right? This is like the Mary Prankster version of these are not the droids you're looking for, right? Genitals are profound when it comes to putting them up against bureaucracy, right? It's one of the most powerful forces against bureaucracy. Yeah, there's the Ben Shapiro vaccine. That would be a good one, too. Well, you said about 3 weeks earlier your deck was sketch. You were aware of it. Yes. Not only that, I had already built an internal staircase. I had already resurfaced the lower deck. What else did I do? I could have done more, I admit it. I could have done more. Vote with your genitals. I agree. Raise that obelisk. pull that lever. So many innuendo here. Yeah, I should have done the deck earlier. No vaccine would have helped that. But now you know. Right? Now we learn. That's why we're here. Angela knows. Angela's going through a lot of house projects herself right now. I bet. So how many of you guys are going through house projects right now? In fact, today, I can't turn on the lights in my den. All the smoke started pouring out. So as soon as the deck's done, I got to go play electrician. Figure out why my house won't light up. So it's on, man. It's on like Donkey Kong. This stuff's going around. It's been released into the air. Yeah, I've only flooded my home once. See, I flooded my home, and I fell from the balcony. I haven't set it on fire yet. So we still got that going for us. Yeah, Angela says it's on all right. See, this is going around, guys. This is going around. So all of us should engage in our house project. Our kitchen is still not done. Started in December. Oh, no. And that's not you guys, right? That's someone else, I think, doing that. So, yeah, homeownership is a deep kind of vitriol. It is. I've been enjoying the deck, but I've had help to where we could actually do things. So I enjoy progress. If I just seeing like large amounts of progress, the work's always worth it, right? But if you don't feel that progress, it's hard to get into it. It really is. That's why I don't really like demoing so much, because demoing is I know it's progress, but it's hard to feel that way because if anything, you're just removing things and making it harder to do stuff. So that's why I knew I had to have the internal staircase. This would have been so much harder to tear the deck down and then the first thing you notice is, hey, you got a hammer? It's like, you got climbing rope? We need to build a cargo net so we can climb into the house long enough to get the hammer. And please don't ask me how many times we had to go back to the hardware store. I don't want to count. It's probably better than normal, but it was a lot of trips. Did we ever go 3 in one day? Did we ever go 3 times in one day? Yeah, we did. Yeah, there was a few days maybe where I think not both of us went, but combined we went 3 times a day. So, and I consider that the failure, because as soon as you go in, they're just like, if you get caught between the moon and New York City, and you're just like, what the fuck was I doing? It's like I came to get New York City brackets. No, I came to get choice brackets, and you're trying to focus on it, and it's hard. And then the lady comes on there, and she start like, we need all available associates to go outside and pick up carts right now. It's a real problem. Can you please come outside? And then you're like, fuck, I was going to get brackets, but now I'm out volunteering in the parking lot to help bring carts in. And that's how I started. And I got to admit, yesterday we abandoned a giant cart of pickets, $700 worth of pickets. We just abandoned. We're like, well, fuck, not only are we not paying for these, we're not going to put them back. You freaking nuts? They were charging $1.56 for a picket for every one. And you still had to cut them. And you know how those pickets are. You put a screw in them and all this gooey water comes out, right? And then you got this ugly ass screw hole in it. And then the whole time it's like, yeah, I'm a stupid picket. I'm just going to warp in 3 months anyway. But $700, man, what a fucking deal. Because there's no inflation. Because inflation's for people that think that the gravity isn't real. Yeah, those people, they get what's coming to them. A slide would be cool. That would be cool. I sort of had a slide. It's just really fast. It's like a really fast fireman's pole. That's what it was. So, all right, guys. I feel like maybe I'm running out of music box to crank for you. But I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have had fun saying hi to everybody. Let's see where. If you decide on trampolines, you should also invest in grappling hooks. I've been wanting a grappling hook. During my whole in bed when I wasn't able to get up thing, I was like, man, if I had a grappling hook right now. So I'm with you on that. I also want to carry around some sort of like, anything below my ankle is really hard to pick up. It's like really hard. If you put a 2x4 flat on the ground, I will be crying before I get that thing off the ground right now. It is so hard. So anything above the ankle, I can reach, no problem. And there's where my PT is. That's as low as my electric circuit will let me go because I had to ground so fast. That's how, if you think about it, that's how afraid I was of not having ground. My circuit was so afraid of not having ground that it slammed itself into the earth. We are electric beings. Do you see? You know what piloelectricity is, right? When you see a dog whose haunches come up, the reason why his hair raises straight up is because of the piloelectricity. The pores themselves actually dilate or constrict one or the other, and it causes the hair to go doing, to poke up. When you get chills on the back of your neck, right, you're piloelectricating. You're dilating those pores, which causes the hairs to stand straight up. And when they stand straight up, they become an antenna, and they're receiving information. So the piloelectricity is actually a pulling of information, if you really digest what that word really means. We are electric beings. And when you fall, you're falling because your circuit is dying to complete itself. By you creating a house, what are you doing? You're creating a buffer between you and ground. You're creating your own version of ground. And you're keeping yourself away from that. The entire day while you're standing, what you call tired, the reason why you sleep laying down is because your circuit wants ground. As much of it as it can wants to ground. We used to have a technology called grounding. And they weren't Mylar, but people had like electrical wiring somehow attached to their bed. Some were attached to sheets, some were, I think most of them were like attached to sheets, I guess. But the idea is that that wire would go into the ground and that you would sleep better because you were grounded, right? And you guys know when you take off your feet, you know what happens. You could feel all the electrons pouring up. That's why it feels so good. Barefoot in the grass, yeah, that's a beautiful experience, but what really feels good is you're completely grounding. You're grounding deep. You're not trying to go through any kind of insulator like concrete, like wood, like being elevated above the ground. Think of how many of us now live off the ground. What does that do to our energy? Right? We lay down on a bed, but the bed's elevated up. So our grounding is changed. We get less and less grounding. It's probably part of our sovereignty if you think about it. That can our circuit stand on its own, off of the ground? That's learning to walk upright, right? Learning to go from crawling, where you have 4 grounds, to 2 grounds. And actually walking really is 1 ground, because most of the time you're only on 1 foot, so you only have 1 ground. You're going from 4 grounds to 1. Half breathing meditation combined with Alexander. Well, thank you, Simon. Yeah, the way I've been doing my back is working. And when I say working, I don't mean like hurting myself. I mean finding PT that genuinely needs to be done and being in the moment as I'm doing that. I find that to be really good therapy for me right now. I personally think that if I was to like not be working and I was to say, okay, it's 4 o'clock, I need to do some PT techniques right now, I don't think that I actually would be healing as fast. I think that your body naturally knows what's going to be harder. I think even my friend James is like, there's like a prana economy that's happening where he knows too what would be good PT right now. And we instigate these scenarios for each other. So I'm not saying no to those things as much as I'm saying that I think if I was doing those things, that then I might end up turning off the PT while I was actually like working, like while I was trying to pick up screws or trying to pick up hammers or whatever, or trying to pick up the board or whatever, because I thought, well, I have PT later. This is not PT, is I think what I would think. Now, because there is no PT, this is all I'm doing is just trying to survive. It just becomes a different thing. That's just how I'm going right now. I'm not saying I'm right, but that's just how I'm going right now. I have such a lightsaber for base jumping right now. Exactly, Spectral. I went base jumping. I'm going to say that. Yeah, I've been base jumping. It was pretty sweet. Yeah, man. And you know, I didn't like go to those places where everyone base jumps. I went to a place no one's ever base jumped before. That's like real base jumping, man. Cause I'm Brody, and I like to rob banks. And Keanu Reeves is like totally gonna like come hang out with me. It's like a whole story there. What does your foot actually look like? You know, my foot looks. If you're talking to me, my foot looks normal. I think my foot might be broken. The swelling is finally down. But when I say it hurts now, it's like really nothing. Like it was some sharp pain for a while, but like right now, it's just sort of like a dull kind of like ache. And actually, the bottom of my feet don't hurt anymore. I think that hurt just because I wasn't doing nearly as much standing as I. One thing porch jumping does is make you stand a lot. You're like, oh, I gotta get a fucking porch built. Oh shit, oh, and you just find yourself, walking around doing stuff. So, oh hey guys, no wonder I was feeling lost for the last 45 minutes. Did I make you feel lost, Dylan? No. Well, I can't make you feel lost, but hipster base jumping. Yeah, it's like meth base jumping, right? Meth fort base jumping. That's actually meth fort base jumping would just be the Apollo program. So it's already been done, I think. Definitely already been done. I was in a cult where I got roofied, exactly. You ever jump out of a perfectly good airplane at 13,000 feet? I did last summer, and I think I'm going to do it again. Nice, Ross. Nice. No, I've never done that. I've definitely thought about that. I took hang gliding lessons, and I learned how to like ride the hang glider from the dunes, right? But that was like, I don't know, maybe 50 feet high, if that high. Like it was, and that was just only for a little bit because you're just trying to like learn how to like hold the glider and not kill yourself, kind of thing. But where I grew up, for whatever reason, a couple of different places I've grown up in, including this place, there's like hang gliding is like a really big sport around. Hang gliders are like really intense people, by the way. Most of the hang gliders I knew lived out of hotels. Most of the equipment they had was like heavy industrial sewing machines and like nothing else except for sails and aluminum and like tools to cut it. Their entire life was basically just that glider. And there's a lot of shit to carry around to make those work. And it's not really something, well, maybe now, but back then, something you did yourself. You made that stuff yourself. So you knew your kit. You had to. It was just part of it. Yeah, I've always wanted to hang glide too. That's why I did that. And I should probably follow up on that. I got to tell you though, right now, not really looking into the whole, hey, let's go gliding. But maybe that's exactly what this should make me do, Angela. So that might be it. Yeah, Emily, the last, probably the best way to do that, you're not going to see I don't think we missed an episode. I think I just didn't stream on Monday. I think that's how it was. Monday or Wednesday, I just didn't stream. But that was more because of the deck, because I had help here and we just wanted to focus on that. So I'm going to keep, I want to keep my schedule going, and you'll either find me on ROKFIN or jump over to this new James True Live channel, which you see now, and go from there. By the way, if you could do me a favor, most of you guys are already probably subscribed, but if you were to subscribe to that new channel right now because you watched this video, that would actually help that new channel a lot, because there's 0 videos on that channel. So that would help. I think there were like 632 subscribers on there now. So yeah, if you guys could subscribe to that and give me a thumbs up. What would really help is if you left a comment, but you guys are already helping by being here. Your witness is just huge. So a paraglide nowadays only weighs a paraglide. Yeah, but it's big and bulky, teeth. Like you got to have like a big ass van. And then when you're driving around in the van, you got to break down all those sails, because if you put those on top of your van and then try it, yeah, that's not going to work. Enjoy swimming. That's a really good way to straighten out. Ooh, that's a great idea. Yeah, if you enjoy swimming, James, that is a really good way to straighten out. Yeah, I think you're right on there, Liberty. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Raina. It's nice to see you. Glad you guys are here. Parachute, cat, mouse gaming. If you guys want to come, there's a place here called Tater Hill. And Tater Hill has a hang gliding festival every summer. And if you want to come check that out, come check that out. We'll integrate it with a fire or something. And yeah, it's those are interesting cats. Those are different kind of dudes doing that kind of stuff. Most of them are single. You don't see a lot of, hey kids, I'm your dad. I'm gonna go hang gliding. It's not a lot of that. There's some, but it's not a lot of that. I think it's more expensive to do that, knowing that you have a kid at home. So, and Lookout Mountain was the other place in Chattanooga. There was one of the biggest hang gliding training centers. I learned to hang glide in Kitty Hawk, which is kind of cool. They've got the one of the Wright brothers planes there. It's so cute because there's like a forest ranger there, and their job as a forest ranger is just to be in there and tell everybody about airplanes and stuff, which is just hilarious because they're so like completely saturated in the uniform of it all. I had a rat named Tater. He was hairless. That's a fascinating side point there, Raina. All right, guys. Hey, if you want to come to Dojo, you should come to Dojo today. We had an interesting time in Dojo. I'm hoping that there's going to be some things coming out there too. So it's always a good time to check out Dojo if you want to sharpen and hone your witness. It's a great opportunity. That starts at 12:30, and I think we'll end the show right now and give everybody a chance to pour some coffee or do whatever. I'll get this episode linked up, make sure that the Dojo's ready. Special shout out to Noam for reminding me to send the Dojo invite out today. Sorry about that. Got a little bit distracted finishing this deck, but yeah, like I said, I think normalcy is being restored. And when I say normal, we're talking about the my version of normal as you used to know it. So, all right, guys, thanks for being here. And yeah, 45. Oh, great! Wow, thanks you. 45 watching, 43 likes. That is not bad. We will call that. Oh, look at that. Tater Hill Open, July 24th through July 30th, 2022. That'd be fun. Yeah, that'd be fun. It's like 30 minutes drive from here, so could stay anywhere around this area and meet up and do that. It'd be cool. If you guys want to come over, I could push you off the porch. Just a thought. So there's that. And yeah, so if you're looking for that vitriol, let me know. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here, B. Thanks for all you being here. All right, let's kick it off with some Horse Girl. She's not going to fall. She never falls. I love it. Happy birthday, you beautiful Taurus peeps out there. Glad to have you amongst my stars. Nice to hang out with you here in the Taurian part of the sky. So, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Hey, check out Esther's Journey last night if you missed us. That was a good talk, too. So, and we'll do High Magic tomorrow night. I'm almost positive I'm going to run it by Sark. But, yeah, we'll do so. In fact, you can watch. If Sark says yes, absolutely, then you'll know that we've got High Magic coming at you tomorrow night. So, thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Remember the Alamo and pyloelectrocate yourself, right? Well, if you think about it, that's what humping is pyloelectrocating over and over and over again. That's really all it is. It's like, I'm going to pyloelectrocate you so hard right now. It's a beautiful thing to say, right? All right, happy prom. See you next time.